Hello everyone, in this video we are going to learn about the complex filtering and following are the topics that we are going to discuss. Firstly, we will understand what is get underscore query set method and then we will see an example to implement complex filtering. So let's begin by understanding what is get underscore query set method. So you all know that filtering is another need while retrieving the data. So for this the list view has a get underscore query set method to override. It is used by the list view to determine the list of objects that we want to display. But by default, it will just give you all for the model you specify. And by overriding this method, we can extend or completely replace the logic. So now we are going to override the get query set method to perform the complex filtering and in return we will get the filtered query set. So let's see an example to perform the complex filtering. Here I create a Django project with name registration system and an app inside it with the name registration app. Then we have to define the urls.py file located inside the project directory. So I open the project directory, move to the urls.py file and then here I include the path of the app URL file. So for this I write a line path include registration app.urls. Here the registration app is the name of my app and this URLs define that we have to include the path of the URLs file located inside the app directory. So now we have to establish a model for the employee registration. For this we have to open our app directory and in this app directory we have a models.py file. So I open this file and here I write a code. Here I create a model class with the name employee register and I take a field as a name. It is a character field with maximum length 150. Then I create a next field email. It is an email field and the third one is a date of a joining field and it is a date field. And here I change its label to date of joining. So after creating the model, we also need a form to register the employee. For this, we have to create a file with the name forms.py inside the app directory and here I create it and then I write the code for creating the model form. For this, firstly we have to import the model class from the models. So here I write a library as from dot models import the name of the model which we created, that is employee register. Then I create a model form class with the name employee register form and it is a model form class. Then I define the meta class and inside it I define the name of the model and specify that it takes all the field from the employee model by defining fields equals to double underscore all double underscore. So after creating the form also, now it's time to create the logic for the complex filtering. So for this we have to open the views.py file where the logic exists. So firstly I import the necessary libraries. I need the list view, create view and the model. So here I import all these three things. Then I create a subclass with the name registration create view and I extend it with the existing module create view. Next, here I override this class by defining the name of the model as the employee register. Then I define the fields as double underscore all double underscore by using which the create view is created. And I also override the success underscore URL attribute on it which redirects to the list when the submit button is clicked. Or you can say that when we submit the form successfully. After that, I create a next subclass with the name registration original list view and I extend this class with the list view generic class. Then I define the query set object to all. So I write as the name of the model, which is employee register. Then I extend it with the objects, and in last I write the all and close the parenthesis, which means it will take all the employees from the model. Then I override it by using the attribute context underscore object underscore name, which simply does the same thing that object underscore list variable does, but instead of the object underscore list, it used the object as a employee underscore list. And in last I set the template underscore name attribute, which loads and render the HTML file which we define. So here I define the HTML file name as a original.html. You all know that by default the list view search for the file with the name model name slash list.html, but now I replace the name of the HTML file for and set it to original.html. And third, I create a submodel with the name registration filter list view, and I also extend it with the list view. Here I again set the context underscore object underscore name attribute to the employee underscore list, and I render this time template to the filter.html. So I use the template underscore name attribute and pass the name of the template. Then I define the get underscore query set function, and in parenthesis I pass the self as an argument, and in return I use the query set on the employee register model, which filter the list of the employee on the basis of date of joining double underscore year, and here I set the year to 2022, and then next I filter it on the basis of name. So I pass the name field, then I pass the filter that is starts with, and I set it to J. It means it shows the employee which have a date of joining year 2022, and it also has the name started with J. So after defining the subclass of create view and the list view, we need to map it with an URL in the urls.py file in our app directory. So I open this file, and here I write the code for defining the path. So I create a path for the registration create view with as underscore view method. Then I create a path also for the registration original list view and the registration filter list view with using as underscore view method, and here I set the URL as list, and for the filter list view I set the URL as filter. So now we need the template for the front end. For this we have to create a template folder, and then we have to construct a subfolder with the name of an app. So here I create a template folder, and in this I create a subfolder with the name registration app. After this we have to create an HTML file name employee register underscore form.html, as we know that by default the create view search for the template name on the app name slash model name underscore forms.html. So here I tell you one thing, you can see that in the views.py file I does not override the template underscore name for the create view. So by default it search for the file with the name model underscore forms.html. So here I write the code for creating the create view. So here I start the form with the method post by using the form tag. Then for the security purpose we use the CSRF underscore token provided by the Django, and then I render the form as in paragraph using the tag form.as underscore p. Then by using the HTML button we add the submit button to ensure that the form is successfully submitted, and finally I include a link that redirects to the employee list by using the ahref tag. After this I need to create the HTML file which I define in the template underscore name. For this we don't have to create this file in the app folder. we have to simply create this file inside the templates folder. So for this reason, I create a file with the name original.html in the template folder. So here I add the code. So now I will explain you. You can see that in this original.html file, I wish to construct an unordered list of all the employees. For this reason, I utilize the UL tag of the HTML, and then I start the for loop, which is used to go through the employee underscore list, and the employee name and the date of joining are displayed. And additionally, I refer the Django empty tag, which functions when the employee list is empty and display the message no employee yet. Then I include the two links. One will take us back to the form and the other will move to the filtered list. And after that, I also create a file with the name filter.html. It is the file which I render in the registration filter list view. So here I again in this file want to construct an unordered list for the filtered list of the employee. So I similarly use the UL tag for creating the unordered list. Then I start the for loop that is used to go through the employee underscore list, and it will display the name and the date of joining. And again I use the empty tag, which functions when the employee list is empty and it shows the message no employee yet. And in last I include the link that will take us back to the original list, which means the list having the